Hello guys, how are you doing? Welcome back to Goals Galore, welcome back to yet another live watch along on the channel. And this one, it's Spain versus Saudi Arabia, two sides who both got a draw last time, but the expectations of that draw were drastically different for both sides. For Spain, it was a little bit of a letdown that they couldn't beat Cape Verde, of course, probably the biggest shock of the tournament so far, whereas for Saudi Arabia, it was a brilliant point for them, as they got a point against, of course, Uruguay. And Uruguay, of course, won the first ever World Cup as well. A little fact for you there. So, Spain, the expectation once again will be on them for this one. But Saudi Arabia, of course, to beat Argentina in the 2022 World Cup. The only side to beat Argentina in their winning World Cup here that year. So, they have surprises up their sleeve. Let's see if they can deliver yet another one here this afternoon. Hopefully you're all going to enjoy the stream. If you do, be sure to drop a like and subscribe as always. And fingers crossed, we're going to be in store for an incredible game. Both sides are finishing national anthems, so we're closer now, ready for a kick-off. And we're looking forward to this one, of course. Here in Atlanta, and the weather forecast in Atlanta today is 26 degrees. In this stadium, they've got the closed roof with the AC, so that's very nice for them, of course. in style, playing in style today, Spain and Saudi Arabia. And let's go through the sides then, who will be taking to the pitch in this one. For Spain, Unai Simon in goal, but they have made some changes under Luis de la Fuente. Pedro Porro at right back, Gabanzi and Laporte this time will partner with Cucurella at left back, Rodri, Pedri in midfield, Olmo at the 10, Baina at left wing, Lamine Yamal comes in at right wing. Everyone is excited to see him play today, and Oyarzabal up top. For Saudi Arabia, they've gone with a 5-3-2 formation with Al Amri at centre back, the man who scored, of course, against Uruguay in their last game. He plays once again, and Najami comes in to complete the back five for them. And going forward, they've got some quality, including captain Al Dasari. Let's see what will happen. The officials on field are made up of Brazil and Colombia, so a South African makeup in the officials. And let's see how this one goes on the pitch as well. And inside the VAR room, we've got Colombia and Mexico combination between the three of them to work out the decisions. Once again, an incredible stadium here in Atlanta. As you can see behind me, it looks really cool. But this is a massive game for Spain and Saudi Arabia. More so Spain, with the expectations set on them at the start, of course. If they win this one, of course, they'll go top of the group until later at least, where Uruguay play Cape Verde. But Saudi Arabia as well will need to try and get something if they want to finish inside the top two, which looks difficult going into the start of the group, having Uruguay and Spain in your group. But Spain as well, they're favourites, not just for this group, but for the competition. So let's see if they can deliver second time around. In Atlanta, the capacity of the stadium 68,000. It's a big old stadium here. Let's see how this one will finish then. Score prediction for me, I'll go Spain 3-1 win. I do think they'll win this one. They should do anyway. Expectations. They're expected to win this one. Let's see if that actually happens, though. That is, of course, the big question. Absolutely boiling here in the UK today as well. So that's always quite fun. So we've got the fan on. So in case there's any background noise, I do apologise in advance. But it is only the fan keeping me cool, because otherwise, yeah, it's really hot. Not quite 26 degrees as it is in Atlanta, but they've got aircon, so I'm allowed a fan. I think that's pretty fair. Welcome in, Jembo. How are we doing? Be bold here and say 1-1. Interesting prediction, mate. Good to have you in here, mate. Let us know what's the weather like where you are. And we are about to get underway here. Spain to kick us off in the first half. Kicking from left to right in Atlanta. In their red kit. Saudi Arabia all in white for this one. Lamine Yamal back in the Spanish side. And the ball is moving. Let's see how this one will commence then. Spain, the favourites, but they drew to Cape Verde. Still unbeaten in a load of matches. But of course points won't win you the competition. You need 3 here this afternoon, that's for sure. Good afternoon, Scrinton. How are we doing? Spain to win 3-1. Same prediction as me then. Yeah, I do think Spain have to against Cape Verde. Of course, Cape Verde were very narrow, very low block as well. But Spain just not making the runs in the attacking areas like you'd expect them to be. Making. I will quickly just sort out the live ticker in the bottom left as well, just so everyone can see what is going on in play. And then we are ready to go completely for the stream. Lamine Yamal's the big talking point though in this one, coming back, of course. So young but so good at the Euros, but when you deliver at the Euros, you have to deliver at a World Cup as well. That's just how it goes, unfortunately. If you want to be the best in the world, you got to deliver all of the time. And Lamine Yamal, he's got that pressure today, of course. Delivers at Barcelona in La Liga, delivers with Spain at the Euros. Now it's time to do it on the world stage, the biggest stage, the World Cup. Let's see if he can. So Spain going back to Unai Simon in goal. Laporte at the back. Finding Kupaseri. And Pedro Porro advancing the plate. Long ball searching. It looked like it was for a Yazabal, but it's gone all the way through to Baina. Runners incoming include Olmo, and Baina's shot deflected out for a Spain corner. Spain with a good start here to the game. As it stands, of course, you can see above my head, we've got Saudi Arabia top of the group as it stands. Spain will go second as well. Of course, there's no goal difference that decides the groups this year. If sides are level on points, it's head to head which decides it, which is another really interesting factor. I do think goal difference keeps it more entertaining. Of course, at the moment we've already had sides knocked out of the competition because it's down to head, so I do feel like that was a poor decision from FIFA to do that at the World Cup. Some big leagues use it, but most of them use goal difference, especially in England. Spain, nothing come from that corner, but they go again on the left hand side. Olmo in that pocket. It's all about the movement going forward. As I say, against Cape Verde they were very static going forward, not many players willing to make runs in behind. Here's Lamine Yamal, back post header, back across, and the Saudi Arabia keeper Al Owens gets on the end of that one and collects well for his side. Saudi Arabia have been very underrated in the last few World Cups, I think it's fair to say. They've been rather impressive, Saudi Arabia. Of course, last time out they did get a point against Uruguay, as I mentioned, and they were hanging on for so long in that one before conceding, and in the end they were quite lucky not to have lost the game. So they'll definitely take a point from the first one, but beating Argentina in 2022 as well, they always have that capability of a surprise result. And what a surprise it would be if Spain go 2 without winning. Lamine Yamal there with a long ranged effort. That one goes out of play and well wide from the Spanish superstar. Where in the stadium you can see loads of Spain fans, and on a lot of the backs of the shirts they've all got Lamine Yamal 19. He is going to have some future in this game. Long ball forward there from the goal kick for Saudi Arabia. Do let us know how everyone's day's going. It's barbecue weather, so this will be the only stream today for the World Cup. Ball out to left hand side. Here's Cucurella. Into midfield it's Pedri. Baina. Cucurella ahead of him, decides to go inside to the Ballon d'Or winner of Spain, Rodri. Out to Pedro Porro on the right hand side. Had a difficult season with Tottenham. Rodri again. Out to the left, Bainer. Got more space. Cucurella taking up more of an attacking role ahead of him. Not used. Pedri. One side to Olmo. Saudi Arabia defending well there though. They push Spain back out to the halfway line. Laporte. Forced back to Unai Simon. Good start here for Spain. You know, controlling the tempo of the game. Saudi Arabia though, equally off the ball. Very organised. Setting up in a low block, but very organised off the ball. And marking the runs from deep for Spain. But Spain, this is how they want to play. Lamine Yamal finds Pedro Porro on the right. Porro, ball into the centre, away by Lajani. Good clearance there from Saudi Arabia. Back with Spain though. Spain relentless, and Spain looking for their first goal at this year's World Cup. Laporte. I do think once they get the first one, they might get a few. Pedri finds Rodri. White shirts in front of him. This is where Spain need that movement. They've got the width on the right. Yamal and Pedro Porro staying wide. There's a lot of players in a congested area, and Saudi Arabia are able to bring it away here and try and counter. White shirts flooding forward on the left hand side. Saudi Arabia flying forward. Spain have 3 players back on the left hand side. Saudi Arabia looking to go direct into the box. It goes, and tried to lay it off for a teammate, did the captain, but into the gloves of Unai Simon it fell to. Simon distributes it well to Lamine Yamal, who come into the World Cup with an injury with Spain, but he's trying to put that behind him. And the best players, of course, do it in all the conditions. They always turn up, of course. Messi, so far, he's got a hat-trick for Argentina already. Mbappe's already scored for France. Kane's scored a brace as well for England. Haaland's already got off the score sheet with Norway. Lamine Yamal and Spain are waiting, and Ronaldo and Portugal really are waiting as the other big superstars at this year's competition. Here's Cucurella on the left-hand side of the box. Finds Bainer, back to Cucurella towards the byline, and that one's gone out for a corner to Spain. Saudi Arabia keeping Spain at bay for now. Good defending, but equally Spain on the left hand side looking threatening. I did imagine going into the game that Spain would be a bit more dangerous on the right with Lamal, and you've got of course Pedro Porro, who likes to get forward at Tottenham. So I thought on the right they're going to be more focal, but corner comes in here. And Olmo lining it up, and I tell you what, if that had worked out and found its way to the back of the net, that would have been some goal. From the corner, pinged to Olmo at the edge of the D, unmarked, and on the volley, went for goal. But too much on it, got under the ball, and over the bar it flew. Ball in midfield here for Saudi Arabia, and the referee calls play back for a free kick to Spain. The Spanish fans enjoying the sunshine in Atlanta. They'll think they'll be here for a long time in the States and Mexico and Canada, of course. Well, especially the expectations would expect them to go a long way into this competition. Saudi Arabia not as much, but they are seen as a bit of a surprise package from time to time. Spain on the left hand side, good ball towards the byline. Bainer pulls it back, and the only thing with Spain is Oyarzabal's not really an out and out striker, is he? You know, in recent years they've had the likes of Morata playing up there, but right now they haven't got that out and out striker. And a long shot there from Porro's fired over the bar, but it's the closest Spain have come so far to finding the back of the net. But they're getting their shots off, but so far he just hasn't really tested the keeper. He's only had to make one save this far into the match. Let's quickly have a look then at the bench of Spain. Let's see who else they brought. Marcos Llorente started the last game. Grimaldo. Mikel Merino has played as a false 9, of course, for Arsenal this season. Arsenal teammate Martin Zubamendi also on the bench. Gavi in there as well. Jeremy Pino, who had a good year with his side. Nico Williams on the bench though. On the left, Ferran Torres and Borja Iglesias also on the bench. Victor Munoz as well. So they have got some attacking threat. And Spain have the ball in the back of the net. We're looking at the threat off the bench, but Spain have their first World Cup goal of the tournament this year. And it comes the way of their superstar. Spain's 19, Lamine Yamal. What a goal it was as well. Goal kick from Saudi Arabia into the Spanish half, won back by Rodri. Spain go out to the left hand side, through ball towards Baina. Lamine Yamal at the back post waiting. Across the face of goal it goes. And Lamine Yamal, right place, right time. That's what the best players in the world do. And that's what Lamine Yamal has done there for Spain. He's given them an early lead here. Great ball. In fact, it was Oyarzabal with the delivery towards the back post. And Lamine Yamal makes it 1-0 Spain in this one. And as we say, that's what superstars do. They deliver on all stages. And Lamine Yamal in Spain, Spain's superstar, he is now up and running for La Roja. Big goal that. Of course, Spain under pressure after the first result at the World Cup against Cape Verde. After not scoring, of course, Cape Verde very well to get a point in that one. But here they have broken their deadlock, and that's going to relieve a lot of pressure off them, especially. Little disappointing not to see Nico Williams starting in this one on the left hand side. Of course, Baina is a good player. Oyarzabal will drift, and I don't think he will stay as that out and out striker throughout the match. Of course, against Cape Verde, he broke a record at the World Cup actually. The first player to not touch the ball inside opening 30 minutes. His first touching of the ball in that game was in the 31st minute, which is quite crazy actually. Here's Yamal again. Picked it through Baina. Keeper comes for it. Still alive. Shot from Pedri over the bar. And Spain here are trying to capitalise. The Saudi Arabia keeper doesn't seem too comfortable at the moment. And once again, Lamine Yamal winning the ball back for Spain. And what are Saudi Arabia doing defensively? The nerves are getting to them here in Atlanta. 13 minutes in Spain. We'll quickly have a look at the stats because they have been all over Saudi Arabia up to this point. 81% possession Spain. 6 shots, 1 on target, 1 goal. 19% possession for Saudi Arabia, as we expected though. That's for sure. Spain in midfield. Rodri, the Ballon d'Or winner, finds Pedro Porro, and Spain. At the Euros, they played some really nice football as well, didn't they? You know, possession based is what you associate with Spain. Really talented players in that squad, and their superstar delivering with his first goal of the tournament. But Spain really playing some nice football, and they're going through the gears again here on the left hand side. Baina, he's got Cucurella on the overlap, uses him. Cucurella at the byline, pulls it back, and Saudi Arabia able to get the ball away into midfield. Rodri, he's not quick enough to keep up with the counter, but fortunately the ball lands at his feet anyway after a deflected pass. Saudi Arabia then, that's sort of the game plan out the window. I've sort of doing what Cape Verde did to try and get a point for Saudi Arabia. Can you imagine if Saudi Arabia get a point against Spain and Uruguay and beat Cape Verde? That wouldn't have been a bad group stage at all. But everyone in this group Very talented, of course. Cape Verde, lowest ranked side, obviously, but still a very good side in their own right. Long shot there from Spain from the corner of the box, but it goes out for a Saudi Arabia goal kick. Alex Bainer there with a shot. Flies out of play though. And Bainer, of course, playing his football at Atletico Madrid. Free kick given the way of Saudi Arabia on the far side of the pitch. Alex Bainer, the man we were just talking about, has fouled his man. So on FootMob, there's a feature you can look at everyone's transfer value. It says Spain's most expensive player is Lamine Yamal, valued around 160 million. While Saudi Arabia's most expensive player, we're looking at 4.2 million for their right winger, number 7. So, very interesting. It does look like they've gone for a 5-4-1 instead of a 5-3-2, by the way. Laporte pings the ball out to the right hand side, finds Yamal, brings it down well. Yamal cross into the centre and into the gloves of the keeper once again. Safe pair of hands this time. It's just his distribution that has let him down so far in this one for Saudi Arabia. Spain go again, long shot, and the Saudi Arabia keeper might be equaling that record that was levelled yesterday by the Curacao keeper of 15 saves on a match. He's really being tested here, and he's keeping Saudi Arabia in the match. A Yarzabul's effort. It was moving under the aircon at Atlanta Stadium. But in the end, number 1 of Saudi Arabia gets down quickly and denies the second for Spain. As the Mexican wave finds its way past the Spanish fans here out in the States. And Olmo pulled down. The referee says no foul that time though. That's something I've realised in this World Cup. All the referees are quite willing for the play to continue. They're not giving any soft free kicks like you'd see, especially in the Championship or Premier League and leagues such as that. Or even in the Champions League this season, you do see a lot of soft free kicks given, but the referees here at the World Cup are allowing the physicality of the game to go up a notch from what we're used to. Kubasari finds Laporte, centre back pairing, out to the left hand side. Spain want to double their leads before the hydration break, and they're in behind you. Shot is dragged, and Ayarzabal there with a big chance for Spain. Saudi Arabia able to get this one away up to their striker, and Lamine Yamal puts that one out of play. Oh, it's just kept in play. It looked like he'd gone out from the camera angle on the TV, but it was a great pass back to the keeper instead. That one must have travelled along the touchline. Out to right hand side it goes this time, and Saudi Arabia will block that one out for a goal kick. I think. Yeah, I think it went out for a goal kick. So last night then we had some big results at the World Cup. Of course, Japan at 5 AM ended up beating Tunisia by 4 goals to 0. Curacao got a point against Ecuador. A massive result for the smallest nation to have ever qualified for the World Cup. And then last night, of course, we had Germany beating Ivory Coast after going a goal down in that one. Dennis Undav with the winner, 2-1 Germany. And Netherlands beat Spain 5-1 yesterday. Netherlands, of course, who drew to Japan in the first game. Sweden won their first game 5-1 against Tunisia, but lost their second 5-1. And honestly, there could have been a lot more goals than that last night. In Turkey, Paraguay, Paraguay won 1-0 with 10 men, and Brazil beat Haiti 3-0, although Brazil had a lot more chances to put the ball in the back of the net than the scoreline suggests. It could have been double that, but Brazil not taking their chances in that one. Well, I think De La Fuente, the Spanish coach, will be very happy with how his side's played in the first 20 minutes of this match. And they're in again there with Oyarzabal, but Saudi Arabia, last-ditch challenges. It's Saudi Arabia, who, according to the FIFA World Rankings, are ranked 61. Spain are number 1 going into the competition, of course. They're changing time to time. Ball in from the corner. Olmo puts it back into the centre. Still alive. Rodri trying to flick it through. 2-0 Spain. And Oyarzabal has been threatening. And now Oyarzabal gets his goal for Spain as they double their lead. And that's exactly what Spain wanted to do before the hydration break. Oyarzabal has come up with the goods. Spain's number 21, Oyarzabal, with the finish from the set piece. A great goal as well. And Spain are flying here in Atlanta. 2-0 up. Olmo kept the situation alive. Corner in from the right hand side to begin the move. Flicked on at the front post. End up falling to Olmo at the edge of the box. Rodri found Oyarzabal outside the left boot into the bottom right hand corner, in off the keeper. Keeper does get a touch, but he's not strong enough to keep out Oyarzabal's goal, who doubles Spain's lead. And Spain now looking comfortable at this World Cup and in the States. They are flying at the moment and extending their leads at the top of the group. And Skrinsson was happy with Netherlands last night. Great game too. It really was. Loads of goals, lots of entertainment last night. And the second goal in this one. Saudi Arabia don't look like they'll be causing any upset in this one. And we're just a couple of minutes away from the first hydration break of the match. Well, towards the end of the first quarter, as I call it. It basically is. Spain advancing through on the right hand side. Rodri finds Lamine Yamal. Right footed ball into the box. Goes quite a way through. Alex Baina will collect on the far side and keep it in play. Still red shirts up in the centre. Porro at the edge of the box. Brings it down well. Thinks about a shot. Instead goes for the cross. Cucurella into Olmo. Back post. It's 3-0. And it's Oyarzabal again. 2 goals in, 2 minutes for Spain. And Oyarzabal as well. A fantastic bit of play. And Spain are doing what we all expected them to do. A second goal in 3 minutes for Oyarzabal, who is giving everyone else in the World Cup a run for their money for the Golden Boot. He's on a hat-trick already. And we're on about Spain getting a second before the hydration break. They've only gone and got a third. Great ball back in from Pedro Porro. Cucurella lays it off for Olmo. Heads to the cross towards the back post, and Oyarzabal is there. We talked about him not being an out-and-out striker, but he certainly knows what positions to get into. And the best players in the world get there at the best, at the right place, right time. And that's exactly what he's done there. 3-0 Spain inside 24 minutes. And before the hydration break as well. And Saudi Arabia are being pulled apart here. They were really good against Uruguay, but maybe this one is a step too far for them. Against the European winners in Spain, who look to go all the way here in the USA. Well, so far in this one, They've started really well. And that is the first hydration break of the match. Hydration break. Josh, welcome in, mate. How are we doing? Saudi really struggling at the moment? Yeah, they are. 100%. You know, I thought after the first goal, that was scored quite early, I thought Saudi Arabia would change it up a little bit, but hasn't been the case. And instead, they've really struggled to deal with the width of Spain and the attacking qualities as well. You know, a few defensive mistakes as well at the moment, but Saudi Arabia need to change it up in this hydration break. Scrimson says, I can see more goals coming. Yeah, I think so. I think we've had some big scorelines at this World Cup so far. Canada beating Qatar 6-0. Germany 7-1. Of course, 5-1 last night for the Netherlands. There's a lot of goals being scored at this World Cup. And I think Spain will get to at least 5 or 6 today. If Saudi Arabia don't change the game plan in this hydration break. Welcome in El Cholo. Hopefully I've said that correct for you, mate. Barca fans used to support my grand Admiral Alvaro Morata. Yes, Euro 2024. Nadia Turin. Marcos Llorente. And Alex Baena. 2 great players, mate. 2 great players. Llorente rested for this one. Ahead of Pedro Porro, right back, couldn't think of his name then. And Alex Baena starting ahead of Nico Williams. But no, both done well so far. And Alex Baena been a big problem for Saudi Arabia so far in this match as well. And Spain, going forward, they do look really threatening. Look like they're going to score every time they do go forward. And on 3 occasions, they have found the back of the net inside the opening stages of this game. But yeah, welcome everyone in. If anyone's new to the channel, please consider subscribing to the channel and drop a like on the stream if you are enjoying. Welcome in, Isfani. How are you doing? Hopefully you're well. Thank you very much for joining as well. Yeah, I'm not doing too bad, to be fair. Great bit of entertainment on this Sunday afternoon. And also happy Father's Day to any fathers watching as well. Later on then, we won't be doing any other streams today. Because it is Father's Day, I'm going to spend it with my dad after this one. So I thought I'd just get one stream in today. But we have got Belgium Iran at 8 o'clock, Uruguay Cape Verde at 11, and New Zealand Egypt for those staying up at 2 AM in the morning as well. So a lot of football to be played, and we will now continue after the hydration break. The game is back underway for the second quarter. It basically is quarters. I'm going to call it quarters all the way through the tournament. There's no need for hydration breaks. Yes, it's hot in this occasion, but they've got aircon in the stadium. You know, it's going to make a huge difference. And also, it's Spain's second game where they're playing with aircon. Of course, at the end of the tournament, someone's definitely going to make a comment about how many games each side has played during an air-conditioned stadium. And no doubt it will have a bit of an impact. But yeah. Welcome in, Josh. How are we doing, mate? Welcome in. Hopefully you're safe and well. Good to see you in here. Ishvani, Mikel for Random Club. In Spain. Mikel for Spain says Ishvani. So Spain still dominating possession. Josh says, come on Spain. Yeah, Spain absolutely battering Saudi Arabia so far. They are the side in form. But they had to be after the pressure of the first game against Cape Verde, where somehow they didn't manage to win. They were heavy favourites in that one. Spain come again on the left. Alex Baena trying to find Cucurella. Saudi Arabia get it clear. Only as far as Danny Olmo. Olmo picking up the pieces. Rodri now. Onto that left-hand side. Olmo on the spin at the edge of the D. Skipping past the white shirt to Saudi Arabia. But Saudi Arabia just about able to get that ball away. And Yamal picks up the pieces. But that shot, yeah, it's nowhere near the goal. He'll say full size that was in. If you know, you know. So half an hour into the game then, Spain looking at like their old selves at Euro 24. Yeah, not bad, Josh. Thank you very much for asking. Where was this Spain against Cape Verde? Exactly. But sometimes you do need a little bit of a shock result just to, reevaluate, because I think Spain were maybe a little bit complacent going into the match, thinking, it's only Cape Verde, should be, able to walk over them. And their team selection did sort of match that theory, because, no Lamine Yamal in that one. They did go somewhat weak in that one, dare I say it. Wasn't their strongest 11 by any means. And maybe it was a little bit of a wake-up call for Spain by not winning that one. So I think, you know what, we're actually going to have to play our best football in every game if we want to go far into the competition, because sides like Cape Verde, certainly not here to make up the numbers. Bosnia still haunting. What? You must be. Spain have taken it personally. But that Curacao keeper last night, Room, as well, equalled the record for most saves in a 90-minute World Cup match with 15. I mean, what a performance from him early hours in the morning against Ecuador. Ecuador, I think, had 27 shots, 15 saves from Room. 0-0 draw. Curacao, smallest nation to ever qualify for the World Cup, getting their first ever point. Absolutely brilliant, isn't it? Biggest World Cup of all time, and likes of Cape Verde and Curacao getting points at the competition. It's fantastic to see. Absolutely like and subscribe if you are enjoying the stream. Spain taking revenge for Messi in 22, says Ishvani. Spain taking revenge on everyone, basically. Ball out to left hand side from Laporte, finding Cucurella. Both now have moved out of the Premier League. Cucurella sealing the move away from Chelsea just before the World Cup started. Laporte, of course, ex-Man City centre back. I'd love to see Lamine Yamal one day in the Premier League. That'd be brilliant to see. Ayazabal into midfield. Let me know in the chat one player you'd like to see play in the Premier League that never actually played in the Premier League or hasn't so far in their career. I think the obvious one's going to be like Messi for our generation. Did look at one point like he was going to reunite with Pep Guardiola at City a couple years ago, but he chose PSG that summer, the year he moved away from Barcelona. Anyway, I thought Arabia was a very capable team for this one. Yeah, me too. I was thinking, going into it, how Spain started against Cape Verde, started their tournament, and how Saudi Arabia held Uruguay to a 1-1 draw. I was thinking we're going to see another Saudi Arabia upset potentially, but hasn't materialised. I don't think it will. I don't see him scoring. Well, I don't see him scoring 1 at this rate, let alone 3. Olmo finds Pedri out to the right. Lamine Yamal brings it down well. Creeping into the box, he goes towards the byline, twisting and turning. He's so agile. But Saudi Arabia able to pinch the ball off his feet just about at the last moment. Saudi Arabia into midfield it goes, skipping through challenges, and Saudi Arabia now on the attack on the left hand side, but Kabaseri too strong and gets his body in the way to win possession back for Spain. Rodrigo for Liverpool. Ooh, what a sign that would be. Valverde for Man United. Valverde, I can see him come to the Prem in the next 2 or 3 years, to be fair. Great player. And always stands out when you watch Uruguay as well. Korea vs Japan, who will win? Ooh, that's a tough one. Probably Japan. I think Japan would just beat them if they were to match up. Ball on the left hand side here for Spain. Rodri into Olmo. Finding Pedro Porro. Now Lamine Yamal back to Porro. Spain being patient in their approach to try and find a fourth. Rodri. Back it goes to Laporte before they go forward again with Pedri. They're just trying to go back to bring and drag the Saudi Arabia players with them. And Saudi Arabia gone for a long shot here, but Unai Simon wasn't getting caught out from the other end of the pitch. And it was the man who scored Saudi Arabia's only World Cup 2026 goal so far, who had the effort. Al Amri, number 4, fancied it a long way out, but Unai Simon had other ideas and decided, you know what, not today, buddy. We're keeping that shot out. And Oyarzabal goes close for his hat-trick. Just goes wide. Oyarzabal picking up the pieces. Saudi Arabia, what on earth are they doing defensively? And Oyarzabal from a tight angle hits the woodwork. Oh, what a goal that would have been. Outside the left boot, onto the crossbar. Oyarzabal is looking really dangerous at this World Cup. He's looking on absolute fire. Saudi Arabia on the ball. On the left hand side, one back by Laporte. Into midfield, Rodri skips past the challenge. Lamine Yamal's got Pedro Porro bursting forward. Yamal goes alone and the keeper matched the effort with a brilliant save down to his right hand side, but Spain still in possession. Rodri clips it out to the right. Pedro Porro back to Lamine Yamal. Yamal opens up again, and this time that one is just wide. Doing his signature move, dancing around the ball, opens up, drops the shoulder, and it's shot just wide. But the earlier one matched by the Saudi Arabia number 21 in between the sticks. Long ball forward there by Saudi Arabia, and Unai Simon had to come a long way to get anything on that ball and put it out of play, but the referee now notices his assistant has put his flag up. Whose goal was better? Mbappe's goal outside the box or Messi's goal against Algeria outside the box? Ooh, they're both really good goals. I think I'll go Mbappe's. It just looked effortlessly, it was effortlessly good. It looked like he wasn't even trying. He just put it top corner from that distance. So I'll go Mbappe just, but Messi's was a great goal as well. Cucurella to Madrid was the last thing expected from Perez. Yeah, same. I was a bit surprised really, but I do think Cucurella is a good player. Was probably better at Brighton than he was at Chelsea. Lamine Yamal, edge of the box, finds Pedri. Pedri dancing through. Olmo back to Lamine Yamal. Keeping the ball moving here. Spain, Rodri, Lamine Yamal, Pedri. I mean, the football they're playing, they are flowing with confidence here. Cucurella out to Alex Bainer on the left. Back inside to Cucurella. Spain patient in their approach. Just trying to move Saudi Arabia around. Porro towards the back post, goes all the way through to find Cucurella. Spain with the attack still on here. Rodri looked to line it up from long range, instead chips it across, but intercepted before it found Yamal. One back by Pedro Porro. Olmo keeping Spain's hopes alive with a fourth and chipping in behind towards Lamine Yamal. I mean, this is much better from Spain. What they weren't doing against Cape Verde is they were having the ball in the wide areas and pushing hard up the pitch. They had a lot of men committed forward, but the men committed forward weren't making the runs in behind. And movement is very important in football. Ball out towards Cucurella, intercepted. One back by Bainer. One back again by Saudi Arabia before finding Spain with a throw-in. Then whose goal was best in the World Cup till now? Oh, this World Cup or all the World Cups? If you're on about every World Cup, I think that as soon as I think of a World Cup, the goal I think of first is Robin van Persie's header. I think that was absolutely incredible. Or Toni Kroos for Germany from the free kick, where it was tapped, stopped, and then bent into the top corner. Or this World Cup, This World Cup there's been so many goals. Trying to think. The best goal at the World Cup so far. That's a lot of goals to think of and think through. What else expect from Spain's master of passing? Absolutely. I mean, that's what Spain are really known for, aren't they? You know, they're passing football, tiki-taka football. They are just, the mass of it is so good. And proving it as well in this one. So we will have a half-time quiz in around 5 minutes time. Well, then we have, of course, added time, which is about 4 minutes. So in about 10 minutes we'll have the half-time quiz. So be sure to stay along for that. And Saudi Arabia coming forward to maybe get a goal in this one. Ball into the box, scrambled away by Laporte. That was dangerous after the deflection it took. Pedri finds Olmo, and now Saudi Arabia are wide open and stretched. Olmo and Spain looking to take advantage. They slow it down though. Yamal decides not to take advantage of the opportunity. Spain hang on to possession instead. Pedri. Cucurella. It's like Spain instead want to score the perfect goal instead of actually going and just getting another shot away. They're very patient. Lamine Yamal trying the skills. He's so confident, isn't he? So confident. And that goal will do him the world of good on the world stage. Oyarzabal looking for his hat-trick. Second bite of the cherry, just wide. From Oyarzabal. Looking for number 4 for Spain. His third of the game. Before the break, but not on that occasion. Spain's tactics to force defenders to knock him out. For its space midfield. Yeah, I mean, when you've got the likes of Nico Williams and Lamine Yamal, the quality they possess, you're going to have to almost double up on both of them. And when you've only got 11 players, if you're doubling up on both of them, that's 4 players you're taking out the game and the keeper. So already that's 5, and then you've got only 6 other players. And you're playing against Spain. Most of them are just going to be trying to put them off, of course. So then a lot of space opens up for Spain. Which is the best Arab country in this World Cup? Ooh. I'm really not sure, because 2 games in and every side so far has had a good game and a poor one. You know, I think Saudi Arabia are one of the best ones, but they were brilliant against Uruguay. But against Spain, they've just not been able to compete, have they? Just not been able to compete. Great questions though, mate. Now 27 degrees in Atlanta, and it's just gone 12:30 in the afternoon. So it's only going to get hotter into the afternoon. We're expected to get to about 30 degrees later on at 4 o'clock. I think this is the only game in Atlanta today. And Saudi Arabia have their first corner of the match. From the far side. The left-hand side. It's actually near side. The camera's just doing laps of the pitch. So it is technically a near side. It's number 7 for Saudi Arabia, who is preparing to put this ball into the mix-up. Goes short instead. Lamine Yamal gets something on it, and straight away Rodri able to pass it back to Lamine Yamal. What a waste of a corner for Saudi Arabia. But they recover well at the back. I mean, Saudi Arabia, you know, you haven't had any opportunities so far in the game. You have your corner, a perfect chance to get a ball into the centre and, you know, make something of it. We've seen so many set-piece goals at this World Cup so far. And they go and do that from their first one of the half. And we're in the 44th minute, you know. Really disappointing there from Saudi Arabia. We're expecting a little bit more from them. But fair play to Spain, you know, they're not being complacent in this one at all. And we're about to find out how many minutes we're going to get of added on time at the end of the first half. I think it'll be about 6 minutes. You know, Spain has scored 3. We've had a water break. Spain going forward again though. Cucurella out to left hand side. Alex Bainer chops back inside. 5 minutes out on, by the way, people. And that shot is wide from Bainer. Goal kick, Saudi Arabia. Who do I think will get the Golden Boot and Golden Glove in this World Cup? I've got one prediction. I do think the Golden Boot this year will be won by a record amount of goals scored in the competition. It'd be like the most goals ever scored by a Golden Boot winner at the World Cup, I think. But I do think it'll be Harry Kane. I'm going to go somewhat boring. I do think Kane, especially they got, you know, Ghana and Panama to play. They've already played their toughest team in Croatia in the group stage, and Kane scored 2 in that one. So I do think he's going to get quite a few goals. Arguably, Argentina though, they've got Jordan, they've already played Algeria, he got a hat-trick. Jordan, he might get another one. And then Austria, again, tomorrow, isn't it? For Argentina. He might even get another one on top of that in that one. So I think it will between them 2 players for the Golden Boot. And then Golden Glove, that's really difficult. Really difficult. I might go Unai Simon of Spain, actually. They don't concede many goals. Last year, the top scorer's own goal. Oh, own goal was on fire last World Cup, wasn't he? Great player. Cameron Burgess, of course, already got one own goal. I think South Africa has scored an own goal so far as well. Don't think many other countries have scored an own goal. There haven't been that many own goals so far of there. Here's Cucurella on the left hand side. Into the box it goes, deflected out for a corner kick to Spain. Before the break, looking for a 4th. They got all 3 goals up to this point in the first quarter of the match before the first hydration break. So they're due a goal technically to make it 4 before half time. Let's see if they can. They go short from it. Chipped into the centre. Away by Saudi Arabia. Skipping through the challenges as well. The break really is on. Over halfway they go. The white shirts flooding forward. And great play. Good defensive work there from Spain, but they concede the throw-in. So they're going to launch this one into the box. Saudi Arabia. Lajami comes across to take it. In it goes, and still alive in the edge of the box shot. Deflected away. Rodri able to get that one clear. Saudi Arabia starting to knock on the door. Lajani again. From a central position. Help Saudi Arabia move it out to the left. Now they go to the right. And back they go. All the way to the keeper. Good opportunity there. With how far up the pitch they were. Now they've got to do it all again from the goalkeeper. Offside against Saudi Arabia. Janvi has gone for Verbruggen to win the Golden Glove. Interesting. I personally, I think Netherlands got a great defence. I just think that they concede too many goals. And then Golden Boot is Haaland, Kane and Mbappe. Interesting. Of course, they've still got some tricky games to play, haven't they? Norway. They've played Iraq. Got France and Senegal left to play. I don't know if Haaland's going to get goals against them sides. He's the most obvious choice if they would score. And then Kane, I agree. And Mbappe, yeah, of course, Mbappe against Iraq especially. and Norway, when you've got players behind him of such quality, you know, it's going to be pretty hard if he doesn't score a goal in each game. So yeah, good shout there. He just hasn't had a great season at Real Madrid, has he? And he missed quite a few chances against Senegal in his first game. You know, Mbappe wasn't that good, and then he still scored a brace. So yeah, potentially, it's a good shout. And there we go, half time then in this one between Spain and Saudi Arabia. It's 3-0 Spain. A fantastic half where they've got all 3 goals inside the first 24 minutes. Lamine Yamal got his first goal on the world stage. And much needed for Spain's superstar. Before 11 minutes later, Oyarzabal got the first of his brace in the first half, where he smashed home from close range after skipping past the keeper, and then his third was a tap in at the back post into the corner it goes. And yes, Spain even could have scored more, of course. Oyarzabal hit the bar from the edge of the box on the left hand side, outside the left boot, hit the crossbar, and they were all part of Spain's 17 shots in the first half. XG of 1.87, 5 shots on target, 3 big chances, of which they've scored all 3 of their goals from. For Saudi Arabia, they were really disappointed in the first half. Only 28% possession. We knew that was going to be the case, but what we didn't think was that they were going to be this open at the back and this poor defensively as well. Only 2 shots, 0.04 XG, and only 1 touch in the Spanish box in that first half as well. 4 corners to 1 in favour of Spain as well, and Spain have been dominant in this one so far in Atlanta. Right then, time for the halftime quiz. So as always, I'll read each question out twice. You have to let me know A, B or C for your answer in the chat. So let's get started with this. Be sure to get involved in the quiz. So question number 1 of the halftime quiz. Which team defeated Argentina 2-1 in the 2022 group stage? Was it A, Spain, B, Saudi Arabia, or C, France? So which team defeated Argentina 2-1 in the 2022 group stage? A, Spain, B, Saudi Arabia, C, France. Your options for question 1 of the halftime quiz. If France don't score 2 goals every match, I'll burn my Mbappe jersey. Well, they didn't look like scoring many against Senegal, did they, France? Remember Mikel, yeah, also scored in the Eurofinals with England fans' hearts. He did indeed. Youngest World Cup scorers. Lamine Yamal goes on to that list. Pele still holds the record at 17 years old. How old is Lamine Yamal now? I think he's what, 19 or 20? He's not older than 20. Oh, he's 18. I thought he was 18 at the Euros. He was 16 at the Euros then. That's crazy. So Lamine Yamal was 14 at the last World Cup. And he would have been 12 at the Euros before the one he took part in. What on earth? I mean, that is absolutely crazy. He doesn't look 18 anymore, does it? Like, he doesn't look 18. He looks about 20. He is that good. My word. This guy's got an incredible future in the game, hasn't he? I was sure that Lamine Yamal was about 20 now, but he's 18. Mental. He's been 22 at the next World Cup. I mean, crazy. Question number 1 of the halftime quiz then. Your answer was indeed Saudi Arabia. They beat Argentina 2-1 in 2022 group stage. The only side that year to beat Spain. Only side to beat Argentina in their cup winning season at the last World Cup in Qatar. Question 2. Who scored Spain's 2010 World Cup final goal? So who scored Spain's 2010 World Cup final goal? A. Fernando Torres, B. Andres Iniesta, or C. David Villa? So question 2, who scored Spain's 2010 World Cup final goal? A. Fernando Torres, B. Andres Iniesta, or C. David Villa? But I personally think Dutch will bag this cup. I think Netherlands always have that expectation, don't they? You know, they should always be going to like semi-finals of the competition. But I just don't think under Ronald Koeman that they will. I don't rate Spain under Koeman. Netherlands under Koeman. Gut says France, but I think Dutch have it. Interesting stuff. I mean, the Dutch have done well in the group stage. I thought that Japan would be the hardest one. They got a point out of that. And of course Sweden, they absolutely battered Sweden. Sweden and Netherlands on paper are actually quite similar. And then I think, of course, they're going to tear apart Tunisia in the last game, are Netherlands, unless they rotate a little bit. They've already qualified, of course. So, interesting to see what will happen anyway. Andre Iniesta. Sprinter's gone A on this one as well. So question 2, who scored Spain's 2010 World Cup final goal? It was indeed Andres Iniesta, the man that bagged the goal in that final. Question number 3, what is Spain's national team nickname? So number 3, what is Spain's national team nickname? No clues on this one. No options, just let me know in the chat. Azpilicueta, haven't seen or heard of him in a while. He's on the BBC sofas for this one, along with Wayne Rooney and Thomas Frank. Azpilicueta, great player, of course, at Chelsea, absolutely fantastic. They go through the goals again. I mean, Spain going forward, they're just relentless, aren't they? Absolutely relentless. And how many shots have they had in that first half? 17, yeah. So they're going to end the game on about 30 shots. If they keep up this at this pace, or around that pace. Victor Groceries and Isaac. Yeah, Robbie was brilliant, wasn't it? Somerville was great when he come on, and Gakpo was actually pretty decent for the Netherlands, but awful for Liverpool. Okay, question number 3 was, what is Spain's national team nickname? It is indeed La Roja for that one. Question number 4, what year did Saudi Arabia first qualify for a World Cup? Is it A, 1994, B, 1986, or C, 2010? So question number 4, what year did Saudi Arabia first qualify for a World Cup? A, 1994, B, 1986, or C, 2010? It is indeed, Ishrani, La Roja. Spain currently top of the group in Group H. And it will come down to the last game, of course, in the head-to-head against Spain and Uruguay, who will finish top of that group. But how's third place going to get decided then? That must be down to goal difference, surely, because obviously they're not going to play each other. They should have a third place table. In fact, they do. Is that on goal difference? Yes. No. Yes, it is actually, yeah. So the third place thing is on goal difference, but the group stage isn't. Crazy to think Portugal, are third in their group as well, after a draw with Congo. Gut says 1994. Scrinton's gone for C. What year did Saudi Arabia first qualify for a World Cup? If you said 1994, you are correct. So well done there, Ishvani. Unlucky Scrinton there. Very close. Question number 5. European giant, I don't remember. I'll do my research after this question now on that one. Question number 5 and the final one of the halftime quiz. Who was Spain's goalkeeper when they won the 2010 World Cup? A. David De Gea, B. Pepe Reina, or C. Iker Casillas? So question 5. Who was Spain's goalkeeper when they won the 2010 World Cup? A. Pepe Reina, B. David De Gea, or C. Iker Casillas? So 1994 World Cup. And Saudi Arabia, yeah, they got knocked out against Sweden, didn't they, in that World Cup? And Sweden ended up beating Romania, losing to Brazil in the semis. Sweden won the third place one that year, and Brazil won the World Cup that year. But Saudi Arabia made the knockouts. Impressive. Who was the European side they beat though? They beat Belgium. Beat Belgium 1-0 in their last group game. Wow. Belgium, they beat Morocco. Oh my word. 94 was a great year for Saudi Arabia. They lost to Netherlands. That's a tough group. Netherlands, Belgium, Morocco, Saudi Arabia. Wow. If that was today in this World Cup, that would have been the group of death, wouldn't it? That was the World Cup in Germany, I'm pretty sure, wasn't it? Ika says, Ashvani, that save against Robin, I remember that final by heart. What the Dutch that match. And for the final one, it was indeed Iker Casillas, option C for that question. So thank you everyone that joined in the half-time quiz. Just a few moments then before the second half begins, and see if Saudi Arabia can put up more of a fight in the second half, if Spain are going to end up running away with it in the second half. While we wait, we have still got some more World Cup Panini sticker packs, so may as well open some. We did some the other day, but I've still got a couple left over, so we'll open one or two now and see who we end up getting. I think that's what I might do after. While I wait for the barbecue for Father's Day, of course, we'll have a look and see who we need for our collection. Right, first pack then. I'll show you guys first. First one is Uzbekistan player. I'll hold up to camera so you can see. It's number 1 of the pack. Number 2, who's that? Another player, Iran, Yahan Bagish. He sounds familiar. Who did he play for? I'm thinking of Yahan Baksh, aren't I? Different player. Who's next? He's upside down, whoever he is. Social media sensation Tim Payne. If you know, you know. Let's go. New Zealand's Tim Payne. Who's this? Next up it is Ghana's Mohamed Kudus. And I'll tell you what, Ghana have got some really good players like Semenyo Kudus, Ayew of course. Next one is upside down as well. Who's this? Sabitzer of Austria. Next up. There we go. Random Uzbekistan and Iran player. Next up we've got a team photo. Saudi Arabia, how fitting. Saudi Arabia team photo. That's very fitting for who's playing today. There we go. And the final one, well I can already see the back says Qatar, so we've got Salman for Qatar. Pain give me pain after that World Cup 2018. Right, we'll do another pack before the second half kicks off then. I think. Spain are already out. Right, we'll quickly... the referees are just coming onto the pitch. So we'll do quickly one more pack for the Panini stickers. This one's already stuck to the packaging. So we have got Talbi for Tunisia. We've got Kakake, who plays for Wrexham and New Zealand. We have got Rahimi. I'm not too sure on him. Plays for Morocco. Why is the light? I'm trying to get it good for you. There we go. We've got the Norwegian badge. And we've got a little bit of time because Spain are making some changes anyway, guys. We have got Angulo as well of Ecuador. Next up, Saibari's been brilliant for Morocco and scores both of their World Cup goals so far. He's added to the collection. Paredes is the final player of that pack. Not bad at all for Argentina there. And we've got a little code for Ocha actually for the online app thing. So Pino and Ferran Torres are being introduced here for Spain at half time. Double change, and double change also for Saudi Arabia. Brahim Diaz, Moroccan player. Right, got Arabia team photo before they get athletically assaulted by Spain again. It's crazy, isn't it? Great timing. What a coincidence. So number 7 and 15 go off for 19 and 23 for Saudi Arabia as well. But for Spain, who was withdrawn for Spain? I saw it come on, didn't see it come off. But we'll just quickly start the second half here then. Can Spain score more in Atlanta, or Saudi Arabia start the comeback in this next 45? Let's see. Spain at the moment dominating them, but it's not yet over in Atlanta. Spain on fire. That's why it's so hot over there. And the aircon can't keep them cool. Second half has begun. Here we go for the second 45 minutes. So the Spain changes then were... Who did he say? Ferran Torres. Torres come on. It's not updated yet. It's not said who's come off. And on screen it hasn't said yet either. So I have no idea. Oh, here we go. Oyarzabal and Yamal off, the goal scorers for Pino and Torres. So Torres, I presume, will go through the centre. Pino on the right, potentially. So Spain are just resting their star players, but Oyarzabal will not get a hat-trick in this one. Saibari, oh my word, last stream. Yeah, Saibari, brilliant play. He scored some brilliant goals so far for Morocco, hasn't he? Straight away, Saudi Arabia starting this second half on the front foot, on the left-hand side, and referee has blown his whistle there. Unhappy with something in the build-up. Let's get to Arabia demolition process yet again. No Mikel, no my hat trick. I got betrayed. I have a word with De La Fuente. So Torres and Pino. Torres in the number 9 position. Pino on the right wing. Let's see how they will perform in this second half. But Spain, you can tell they've done the business in the first half. Now they're resting their players, their star players anyway, up front, and instead they're going safe and resting them for the second half. And it's their first attack of the game on the right hand side. Pedro Porro inside to Pedri. Pedri, fantastic player as we all know. To Alex Baino on the left hand side. Goes down after a late challenge, but referee allowing the advantage. Pino on the right. Into the centre, goes all the way through in Saudi Arabia. Concede the corner. Lack of composure there from their number 12. Let me know in the chat two things. When you think the next goal will be scored in terms of what minute of the match, and what the full-time score will be in this one. I kind of feel bad for Ansu Fati. Scored more, and Dembele and Kvaratskhelia. League One. Sort of getting called up. Quality in that league, isn't there? There is some quality in that league. A few years ago, it seemed like it was a bit of a farmers' league, but no, it's looking good now. The quality. Corner Spain from the left-hand side. Baina delivers back post. Cucurella. It's over the line and it's in. And Spain have number 4, and it's Real Madrid's new left back who gets his first goal at the World Cup. It's Cucurella. Cucurella with the goal, and Spain are not holding back in the second half. It really could be 6 in this one. Maybe 7, 8, 9, 10. You never know when Spain are going to stop. But they've started the second half. Have they started the first? Scoring early on. And I think actually it's going to go down as an own goal. Keeper saved it. Hit against his own defender. And then it's got in. So it's actually going to go down as an own goal, isn't it? Lajami own goal. There we go. Lajami own goal for Spain. Means that Spain are 4-0 up in this one. Absolutely incredible. They're tearing apart Saudi Arabia. Not the curly hair left back. Crazy. It was indeed him though. It was indeed him. Well, how many more Spain going to score? That's the question. Saudi Arabia looking for a consolation as they charge on the left hand side. Ball into centre, collected by Unai Simon easily. One thing I did want to mention is for Spain and their squad. They're starting Unai Simon. They've got Jean Garcia on the bench and David Raya. Is this the country with the most stacked? Is this the country with the most stacked goalkeeper department? You know, absolutely crazy. Premier League winner, and he's not even starting. Also, I think it wasn't Lajami actually with the own goal. It was number 5 instead. Al Tambakti with the own goal instead. Spain go again. No, Ferran Torres. Someone needs to tell Spain it doesn't come down to goal difference. Of which they're on +4 at the moment. Uruguay's their last game on the 27th. So in 6 days' time. I think that's a Saturday, isn't it? Uruguay Cape Verde will be an interesting one later on. And the Spain-Uruguay game will decide who wins the group. If Uruguay end up beating Cape Verde, of course. Predicted 5-1. One more from Torres and one goal from Suari. Thinking of Spain, and whenever someone says Torres, I can never not think of Fernando Torres. I mean, one of the best in the business, isn't he? A fantastic player, Fernando Torres. Chelsea and Liverpool, of course, in the Premier League. There we go. It's better on the chat box. You can actually see. Vizinha versus Fede will be crazy. A big battle there. Valverde versus Vizinha. Vizinha's going to get another 1 million Instagram followers this evening. I do think that that's going to drastically improve their revenue for Cape Verde, isn't it? Long before on the right hand side, Spain in behind again. Brilliant save from the keeper. Follow up from Torres, headed into the keeper's gloves. How many saves has this keeper made? He's made a fair few. Abayas, the 34-year-old, Only 3? That can't be right. He's made more saves than 3. He has been brilliant. 9 people watching. Thank you all very much for tuning in. Spain are destructing Saudi Arabia. Let us know your thoughts on the match if you're watching at home. And if you have any questions on the game, be sure to let us know as well. And if you're enjoying it, drop a like and subscribe on the stream. It goes a long, long way. Spain made some changes at the break and scored just after the restart as well. Cucurella with the effort, but goes down as a Saudi Arabia own goal as well. Ferran Torres misses everything so much. Remember when he was at City, he missed quite a few big chances every week. Ball in midfield with Rodri. Ballon d'Or winner out to Laporte. They both used to play for Man City. Rodri, of course, still does. Ball out to the right hand side. Olmo trying to flick it through and intercepted there. Saudi Arabia back in possession now. Goes out for a throw. Hopefully you all enjoyed the quiz question today as well, if you haven't been keeping up with it, or if you have been keeping up with it rather. So 54 minutes played then. Are we going to get more goals? I think we will from Spain. Ultimate question, Colombian defence or Dutch defence? Dutch defence. Ball over to the right hand side here for Spain. Looking to create a 5th goal here. I do think they might get 7 or 8 goals. Here's Cucurella in behind again. Across the face of goal. The ball could have gone anywhere. Thankfully for Saudi Arabia, it didn't hit the back of the net. But Rodri will go again. Finding Pedri. From distance, Pedri lining up. Decides against the shot last second. Ball whipped in. Cucurella goes over his head. Alex Baina's behind him. Baina now. To the byline. Dispossessed. Cucurella picks up the pieces. Finds Olmo. Pedri. Now Rodri. So calm on the ball. And such a crucial part of this Spanish side. Dutch defence or French attack? The French attack. Oh, I like this as they're going. And then the French attack. Or Sweden versus Japan. Japan. Korea versus Arabia. Korea. Loads of questions, mate. Loving it. Dutch versus Norway. Dutch, yeah. That'll be an absolute goal fest, I think. That could be like a 6-3 or something crazy like that. Yeah, Cucurella chance there. Keep up, come up with a big save. The last second. Haiti versus Curacao. Curacao. Just. Curacao just. That's a difficult one though. Haiti are pretty good in qualifying though, so it's difficult. Cape Verde, Jordan. Cape Verde win that. Ball on the right hand side here for Spain. Spain, Portugal. Spain. Colombia, Mexico, Colombia. Ball on the left hand side of Saudi Arabia. One back by Kubaseri. Ball in midfield here for Spain. Advancing play out to the left hand side. Alex Baina on the ball. Rodri. Baina again. Kabasi. Out to the right. Finding Pedro Porro. Olmo in support. Spain just crossing the halfway line and taking their time yet. Scotland, Mexico, Mexico. USA, Scotland, USA. Laporte switches the play out to the right hand side. Great passing here by Spain, by the way. Next time the ball goes out of play, we'll have a look at the possession stats. It must be about 75 for Spain. If not, maybe a little bit more. Let's refresh the page. 71% possession Spain. I thought it was more than that. It seems more than that anyway. Spain have had a lot of the ball. God, we've got loads of questions. Germany, Uruguay, Japan, Uruguay. Germany, Dutch, Germany, Argentina, Netherlands, Argentina, Spain, France. That's ooh. France, John, Haiti. Approaching the hour mark here. Spain are really chilling, really, aren't they? Just relaxing this match. Brazil, Germany for the vibes. Brazil just in that one as well. They'll just get through. Olmo trying to play it through to Fran Torres, didn't quite work out. Correa. This game's just getting a little bit scrappy now. Free kick given away to Spain. At the halfway line. That should soon sort it out. Roderick, the man down. Spain have got some, obviously we mentioned it already, but some great quality on the bench. But who would be the next one to come on? I expect to see Gavi come on, Marino as well, and probably Borgar. He's already put Fran Torres on, hasn't he? Marino, Gavi, Zubimendi. I think he'll finish off with the midfield three getting changed as well. Potentially. Well, I say that and then look to the screen and Nico Williams is coming on. And he has, the quality to change any game. But this game doesn't really need changing. They're 4-0 up on the hour mark. Saudi Arabia's number 4 and number 9 go off, being replaced by number 26 and 18. And Spain also making changes. El Hadji coming on, and it's Rodri going off. I think it's just been straight swapping that Rodri for Nico Williams, and then of course shuffle around a little bit. Oh, it's not. Olmo off. Olmo and Bainer, so Bainer off for Nico Williams, Olmo off. So Rodri will stay on, in fact. So Bainer off for Nico Williams, Olmo off for who? Mikel Merino. Mikel Merino is on, people. He is on. Iran vs Cape Verde. Where did I get up to? Brazil, Netherlands, that's Brazil. Brazil, Portugal, Brazil. Mexico, Morocco, Netherlands. Morocco, Korea, USA, Iran, Cape Verde, Curacao, France, Spain, Argentina, Spain, Cameroon, Senegal, Morocco, Morocco, Senegal, USA, Senegal. You could have done abbreviations. Great tournament though. We're running our own little World Cup, aren't we? Hopefully you're keeping score. Yeah, I don't think there's any need though for Saudi Arabia to look over to the side of the pitch and see Nico Williams coming on when they're 4-0 down anyway. So I think Spain here are looking for the biggest win in World Cup history. I'm currently looking what the biggest win World Cup history is. 1982 World Cup. Hungary beat El Salvador 10-1. Wow. World Cup in Spain in 82. 10-1. Hoping Iran vs USA. It could happen, to be fair. It really could happen. Spain dancing through the midfield. Marino dispossessed there, and Saudi Arabia starting to actually grow into the game a little bit here. It's definitely too late for any type of comeback, but they might be able to get something from the game in terms of goal, maybe. Which, by how they've played in the first half, that would be very good if they can get a goal. Saudi Arabia out to the right hand side. Into midfield it goes. Back out to defence for Saudi Arabia. And they can't keep the ball in play. Poor there from Saudi Arabia. Giving up possession a bit too easy there. Prime France or prime Spain? Prime Spain. The midfield they had then was crazy. Saudi Arabia, long ball forward. There's Pedri. Finds Cucurella. Down the line it goes. Marino finds the pass. Ferran Torres had to score from there. Brilliant football. De La Fuente's happy, but Spain should have a fifth. Oh, I think he's just offside anyway. It doesn't matter because he hasn't put the ball in the back of the net, but a fantastic move there by Spain. Fantastic move. He should be scoring from that distance anyway. Keeper does well, makes himself big. Here's Nico Williams trying to find Ferran Torres again. Not like a high foot there from Saudi Arabia. Referee says play on note. Lamine Yamal making his way back out. Where's he been in? He's way back out to the onto the Spanish bench. He's only just come back out after the first half when he got subbed off. Yeah, Torres' finishes isn't great, is it? To be fair, I've seen a lot of Spanish fans and happy with Torres in the last few games, to be fair. Well, in the last game, Spanish fans weren't happy at all. Am I tripping or De La Fuente using pet ball? Yeah, it's very similar, isn't it? Very similar. But that's always been Spain's way in that Spanish identity of football. Here's Kabasi. Into midfield, Rodri. Rodri's been solid. Out to left hand side for Nico Williams. Nico Williams got Cucurella in support. Nico Williams literally just doesn't look like he's trying. Walking football. Plays it inside. Marino. Out to the right. Pedro Porro. Spain looking for that fifth goal. Chipped out to the left hand side. Pedri. Edge of the box here. Nico Williams again. Looking to get a ball into the centre. He gets a good ball in across the floor and had to be put behind for a corner by Saudi Arabia. Cruyff invented spin tiki-taka. Did you know the Cruyff turn was actually done before Johan Cruyff? I think it was the day before. I was watching something on the BBC the other day. I can't remember what game it was, but Ange Postecoglou was saying it was done before Johan Cruyff. Rodri, Pedro, Gavi, Olmo, and they say Portugal has a better midfield. I think it is close, mind. I think Portugal's is better all rounded, but Spain's better individually. So the second hydration break brings us close to the third quarter of this match. Spain look like they've just stopped trying, don't they? Now, every now and again they'll go forwards, but it's not with the same intensity they were going forward in the first half an hour of the match. It looks like they're just passing the ball around, chilling, not really taking it too seriously, are they? 28 degrees now in Atlas, where they're playing Atlanta, where they're playing this game. Right, it's just gone 1:15 in the afternoon, and here in the UK, 6:30. It's just gone. Portugal has chemistry, but have more intensity. Broadcasters showing commercials, hydration breaks. Well, as is the hydration break, we will participate in that. Into the final quarter of the game we go then. Saudi Arabia, it's damage limitation. For them in this group, of course, they got a point against Uruguay. So it depends if Uruguay will beat Cape Verde, and then whatever Saudi Arabia's result against Cape Verde would be, because of course it's decided by head-to-head, not goal difference in the group stage. So it does make quite a bit of difference. Spain, I imagine, will finish top. They'd have to beat Uruguay though in that last game, or at least draw, and then it would depend on Uruguay Cape Verde's the result. It's quite complicated actually. Why can't they just use goal difference? Who scores the next goal? Nico Williams for Spain, and some more changes being introduced to it for Spain. Pedri off, just been world class, isn't he? You know, doesn't even look like he's trying in that midfield. Pedri off. Who's on? Fabian Ruiz is on. I did say I thought Spain were going to change up the midfield, and that is their last substitution that has been made with 20 minutes to go. Mbappe brace, Haaland brace, Messi hat-trick, Ronaldo brace, hydration breaks. You think Portugal can defeat Colombia in defence? Yeah, I think Portugal will actually score a few against Colombia, because Colombia aren't just going to sit in like Congo did. Congo hit them on the counter, but Colombia I think will be a bit more braver than that, and they'll actually try and play against Portugal, so it'll open the game up a little bit more, which suits Portugal. When the more open the game, the more it suits Portugal, doesn't it? So Saudi Arabia go long there from the goal kick. Spain win it back. Laporte down line, searching for Nico Williams. Doesn't quite find him on that occasion. And a throw-in given the weight of Spain. Yeah, so Belgium, Iran later. I think Belgium would have to win that one after dropping points against Egypt. Egypt, New Zealand later on. That would be a big one. And Uruguay, as we say, are playing against Cape Verde. So you expect Uruguay to win, Belgium to win, and Egypt, New Zealand's quite even, isn't it? Maybe Egypt just favourites, but you never know in that one. Could go either way. Saudi Arabia finally having a little bit of possession in this game. Yeah, De La Fuente, the Spanish manager, will be very happy with how his side's played today. He's changed, well, technically the front five. Rodri's the DM, so yeah, the front five, the ones who have done probably the most running. I'm not sure actually. Cucurella and Porro have done quite a bit. And Oyarzabal and Yamal got taken off at half time. But I mean, they've used them players and they still haven't used the likes of Munoz, who just got a move to Liverpool. Iglesias, Zubimendi, Gavi, Grimaldo, Llorente as well. So there's a lot of quality still left on that bench. And Saudi Arabia have got one change left to make if they wish to as well. Jordan Algeria will be a big game in the next few days, but tomorrow we've got Argentina Austria at 6 o'clock, France Iraq at 10 as well. So I'll decide which one of them games I'm going to do and let you all know. Who do you reckon will win man of the match in this game? Interesting question. Oyarzabal got 2 goals, so and an assist. So yeah, he's been involved in 3 of the 4 goals, and by the time he left the pitch, it was 3-0. So he's involved in all the goals when he was on the pitch. So it's got to be Oyarzabal, isn't it? Laporte, Olmo, Yamal also got goal involvements as well. Laporte, closest contender to Oyarzabal for it because of course clean sheet, but he hasn't had to do too much, has he, Laporte? So he will almost definitely, I think, be Oyarzabal, who drastic improvements compared to how he played against Cape Verde, considering he didn't touch the ball until the 31st minute in that one. But yeah. Good afternoon, Daniela. How are we doing? Thank you very much for joining. Hopefully you're well. Join us for the last 15 minutes of this one, where Spain have been brilliant against Saudi Arabia. It makes a change compared to their last game as well. Saudi Arabia just not be able to keep up with Spain. Saudi Arabia pretty poor because we all thought that they might have a bit of a shock in them. Of course, they shocked Argentina at the last World Cup. Shocked Uruguay in the last game, but in this one they've just been day and night between Spain and Saudi Arabia. Spain looking really comfortable on the ball, and the Spain we expected to see after their point against Cape Verde. Yamal bigger than Arabian defenders. That'd be impressive, but I'm not sure. Oh no, don't worry, Daniel. No worries about that. Second half's been quite slow anyway. No worries for being late. It's fine. Could technically never be late in a stream, because as long as that person's still alive, you're not actually late technically. So Spain going again on the far side. Marino. Disappointing he hasn't won the throw-in. Quite a few Arsenal players, isn't there, for Spain? Zubimendi, Raya, Marino. Who else you got? I think that's all in the squad anyway for this year. 60 places in the FIFA rankings between these two sides, and it really has come to show in this match as well, as we go into the final few moments of the fourth quarter, I'm calling it. Been another day weather-wise. Oh, it's been brilliant, isn't it? Really hot. What temperature even is it? Let's have a look. How do I get it to show me the temperature? 25 degrees where I am at the moment, according to my watch. What happened to Yari? He got possessed by Cruyff in the first match for Sweden. Yeah, brilliant in the first game, and last night for Sweden he just missed 2 big opportunities for them. And at that point in the game, it would have been a huge difference in the scoreline. More heat to follow this week, coming week. Yeah, I've heard that as well. So apparently it can reach highs of 38 degrees. I mean, I think that's unheard of in the UK, isn't it? I mean, it was hot enough when it reached 35 degrees a few weeks ago. For 38. Yeah, it's going to be unbearable, isn't it? I don't know if that's for Wales, but it definitely said some parts of the UK in southern areas. So technically, yeah. Spain playing attacking with these Harambe players. Arteta's ruined them, man. Spain on the ball at the back, finding Unai Simon. Now here's Rodri, who has been one of the best players on the pitch today. Won't be out in that heat. I'll stay in my house. Yeah, me too. To be fair, I might go to the beach. Maybe, I don't know if that's a sensible idea or not. Ruiz into the midfield. Spain going forwards. Marino twisting and turning, can't quite find the pass. Breaks away with a nice 1-2 with Rodri, and then loses the ball. And Saudi Arabia flying forward on the left hand side. They might be able to get a consolation goal. Held up from the red shirts, but Saudi Arabia go forward. That's an awful pass and a gift for Nico Williams. And now Spain end to end at the moment. Ferran Torres, his pass is intercepted as well. Neither side can keep hold of the ball at the moment. Well, in Munich, it's just cool breeze. Is that where you're from, Ishvani? International viewers. Fixtures out Thursday, can't wait. Yeah, we will be live at midday on Thursday. Probably start stream about 10 to 12, hopefully. And then react to the fixtures. Hopefully there's good dates for Cardiff, Wrexham, Bristol City, Portsmouth and West Ham away. Portsmouth, West Ham away are the two I really want to do this year. Fingers crossed. So I'm praying and note they're both not on midweek. Fingers crossed, both Saturday games. I put Swansea, mate. Swansea, the best club in the Championship, the one that is going to win it next year. You remember Michu, De Guzman, Boney, Bafmatimbi Gomez, Chico Flores, Michel Vorm, Angel Rangel, Ben Davis. So many great players. Yeah, it can't be Middlesbrough for the third time running, can it? There's surely no way. I got a feeling we'll probably get Cardiff. I don't know. Are we going to get it early on again? The derby? We might do. Or are we going to get it towards Christmas? Usually it's in like October, isn't it? And is it going to be home or away first? I do enjoy the home one first, but that's when we have a better record against them. Whenever we play them at home first. But I'm not too worried for this season because obviously they've just been in League One, so I don't think they're going to be that good next year. Fingers crossed. Last World Cup, I pulled a stream and saw FC22 match. It's a World Cup semi-final. Oh dear. Here's Nico Williams, born to centre. Spain forcing a Saudi keeper into a big save yet again. He's made loads of them this afternoon. And another one there. Knowing how lucky it will be. Yeah. We'll have, what are the nailed on as Swans fans? Middlesbrough opening day away. You know, it's not even like it was home. West Brom within the first month usually happens, doesn't it? Probably Wrexham before Christmas again, I imagine. I'd like to see West Ham or Portsmouth away first game. That'd be brilliant. What day is my birthday on next year? I always look forward to seeing if there's going to be a game on my birthday. Calendar up. Are we going to get a birthday game next year? 2027 for February. On a Wednesday, so we could do, to be fair. It's quite likely. Might get another birthday game. We got one this year where it was against Preston, of course. I think that was a Tuesday, wasn't it? I was like, oh, there's no chance we get it on there. 5 big saves this match, only 3. I reckon 2 from Torres. Yeah, fingers crossed for West Ham and Portsmouth opening day away. Under the sunshine. Brilliant start. So the final few moments of this game then, Saudi Arabia have held it together for most parts of the second half after all the business was done in the first half, really, in the first quarter for Spain. Second half they started with a goal as well, Cucurella. Doesn't go down as his goal, but he was the one for Spain who made it happen, basically. Saudi Arabia have had no clear-cut chances, though. Unai Simon picking up a free wage here this afternoon for Spain. And Spain back to their best, really. Although I do think that they can go up another gear or two. As soon as it was 3-0, they stopped trying, really. Ayarza was still going for his hat-trick, but wasn't able to get it. But apart from that, you know, it was pretty comfortable for Spain all day. Let's see if they can get a 5th and really wrap this game up. Potentially. Ball at the back with Laporte. I'm Merrick Laporte. Into midfield for Marino. Porro. Down line is a poor pass and one back now by Saudi Arabia. Yeah, so next stream we'll be doing, guys, will be at some point tomorrow. I don't know my plans for tomorrow, so hard to say which one we're going to do. There's only one today, so the next stream will probably be Argentina, Austria or France, Iraq. It'll be one of them, most likely. Out of them, I'd say Argentina, Austria is probably the more exciting one for a more balanced game. France might score 10 against Iraq. But we'll do one of them. It depends what my plans are tomorrow, what time I get back, etc. So I'll let you know at some point tomorrow. But it will be one of them games that we end up doing. Good to Arabia. They survived the Arabian demolition process. Torres got timbers. Vizinha. Yeah, Spain really could have scored about 8 or 9 in this one. Yeah, no worries, Daniela. No worries at all. No stress if you can't make it. I completely understand. The only thing with this World Cup, isn't it? You know, the kick-off times. Real pain, aren't they? Ball back at the halfway line here for Saudi Arabia. And to the right-hand side, Cucurella. Staying with his man, over the top it goes, and Laporte wins that header quite easily, doesn't it? I am looking forward to Belgium later against Iran, and then New Zealand's game in the early hours of the morning. They both should be good, but who else? Uruguay, Cape Verde. See if Vizinha can keep 2 clean sheets in a row for Cape Verde. Cape Verde, to be fair, if they draw all their games, they still could qualify, as long as Saudi Arabia lose to Cape Verde in the last ones. So they can't draw all of them, actually. Got my mum coming tomorrow, so we'll be doing a barbecue. Oh, very nice. Well, definitely the weather for it, Daniela. I think I'm having a barbecue after this for Father's Day. So I thought that's why I'm only going to do one today. So I'll spend a bit of time with my dad after this. I think we're having a barbecue as well, which should be brilliant. So definitely the weather for it, isn't it? Barbecue weather. I think we've got some nice hot dogs, burgers to go on, the usual stuff. So it should be brilliant. Fingers crossed. I'm for sure looking forward to it. Hope you enjoy yours tomorrow as well. Welcome in, Swartz. How are you doing? Yeah, Yank from Arizona. It's my first year of watching Premier NFL. Excited. Ooh. Excited for you, mate. I think the Premier League in recent years has gone downhill a bit, to be fair, mate. I'm not going to lie to you. You don't see as many shock results as you used to. less competitive. This year was the first year in a while that we've had a few surprises with Leeds and, of course, Wolves going down and West Ham as well, and Sunderland doing so well. But the EFL, I think that always delivers, really. You know, it's impossible to predict it. We still end up doing it. There's a lot of content on the channel for Premier League and Championship especially, so this will be the place to be, mate, if you want to get involved in that. And we do quite a lot of live streams on the Championship as well, especially my team Swansea as well, so yeah, we'll have you covered here, mate. So if anything, you want to learn any teams and all that, we can help you along with that. Never expected West Ham to be relegated. No, exactly. And the fact it was with Spurs means it was like the first year in ages that there's been a surprise Premier League season. Last year was technically surprising with Man United and West Ham, Man United and Tottenham finishing so low, but you know, they didn't go down, so it wasn't really that big a deal in the end. Cooked a Sunday dinner. Can't do without my Sunday roast. That's fair enough. Fair enough. Do you like a good Sunday roast? Gotta make Father's Day, making my father watch Germany-Brazil match. He gets memories from that. Fair enough, fair enough. Great game. Great game to watch. So, Saudi Arabia player has had to change his top like 3 times now. Number 23. He's had to change his shirt more. He's had to change his socks today. So Saudi Arabia making their final change of the game. Number 6 being withdrawn for number 17. I won't try and pronounce the names. I don't want to offend anyone. And Daniel going for 6 minutes added on. Let's see how long we'll be added on. I'll go 4. I think it'll be the lowest so far, hopefully. It's 4 from the hydration break, though, isn't it? So you think, yeah, it probably would be about 6 then. Good guess. Right, let's see then. 90th minute. How many minutes will we get? It looks at 6, doesn't it? Was it 8? 6 minutes added on to the end of the second 45 here in Atlanta, where Spain have done a job on Saudi Arabia and got their World Cup campaign undergoing finally after a disappointing and underwhelming start against Cape Verde. But they've come out here and started strong, and I mean, they've really been quite nice to Saudi Arabia. It could have been double the goals that they have scored if they actually started to try a little bit. And Saudi Arabia's second half have been small improvements, but nowhere near the level to compete with this Spain side. Great guess, Daniela. Bingo as well. Yeeted me through the bed when Germany won 7-1. Ball on the far side here with Spain. Into the box it goes. Pino, it's 5. And it's Ferran Torres. He wasn't going to miss that one. Well, they were doing so well in that second half with Saudi Arabia. Not to concede that many. But in the end, Ferran Torres gets his goal. And Spain get their 5th. It's deserved. It's what we thought was going to come for a long, long time. And finally has arrived for Spain. It's their 5th goal of the game. And very well deserved. They've taken it personally. Is he onside? I don't think it'll stand, mind. Is he onside? I think this is going to be ruled out. From the first glance I had, I think it was offside. Yeah, I don't think it's a count. Let's see what will happen. As it stands, Ferran Torres has scored Spain's 5th of the day. Can Torres score one for my prize of Barca fan? And as you said that he did. But will it count? Yeah, I was thinking that earlier, Daniela. I've not heard from Angus in a while, but I know he is a mod on a different channel. So I might have to go on that channel to see if he is there and see if he's okay. Yeah, it did look offside, didn't it? The check's still ongoing, so it's going to be really close then. It must be really close. Let's have another look at it. How's he go? I think that's quite clear he's offside. I think that's quite clear he's offside. They're saying it's a clear one. I don't get what part of that is clear. Yeah, fingers crossed, Daniela. I haven't got him on any social media, so I can't drop him a message. But oh, I might do actually. Thinking about that, I might have him on X on Twitter. Completely forgot about that. So I might be able to drop him a message, make sure he's okay. I'll do that after the stream actually. Because yeah, it's been a while. I haven't heard from him in a couple of months. It's taking ages now. Is it a goal or not? It looked offside clearly. I don't think it will count. But let's wait and see. You know, the 5 minutes are almost up now. And the decision. And offside. 4-0. 4-0 Spain it remains. Well, you know, I called it straight away. I said offside. But it took them, what, 4 minutes to decide it actually was offside? What took so long there? Clear to see. Clearly offside. At least Ty's got the ball back in net, says Rani. It's very true. Give my regards, please. Will do. Will do. I'll say you're asking about him. As well as everyone else on the channel and in the chat. So we're probably going to have to play another, what, 3-4 minutes just to even it up for the time taken of that VAR decision for the offside. It was so clear though. I don't get why it took so long. I'll burn my Fernando Torres jersey after I missed it offside. Nah, Fernando Torres actually knew where the back of the net was. Apart from that miss against Man United for Chelsea. Here's Laporte. Back it goes. Being a good game though, Spain, they do deserve a few more goals than this, but they're still going top of the group nevertheless. And it's an improvement on the result that Uruguay got over them. And Uruguay, of course, being Spain's biggest opponents in this group. Toughest competition to win the group. So, in that respect, it's been a good result for Spain. Definitely. On the BBC Sports app, you can actually see, as it stands, what the knockouts would look like. I can't remember how they said to get it. Open schedule. That'll be that. Knockout stage. Yeah, so as it stands, Spain will be playing Austria in knockouts. That won't be an easy game at all. But that's as it stands if all the groups will end right now. Here's Nico Williams. Finds Cucurella. Out to the right. The ball keeps on moving with Ruiz. Spain determined to get that 5th goal. Head away. And out for a Spain throwing on the near side. So as it stands, last 32, you see Germany, Scotland, Norway, Sweden, South Korea, Switzerland, Netherlands, Morocco, Congo, Ghana. What a game that would be. Congo actually could win that as well. Spain, Austria, USA, Ecuador, New Zealand, Czech, Brazil, Japan, Ivory Coast, France, Mexico, Saudi Arabia, England, Portugal, Argentina, Uruguay, and Australia, Iran, Canada, Belgium, and Colombia, Paraguay. So as it stands, there's some big results coming through in terms of what it looks like it might happen in the last 32. Ball on the right hand side, Spain. Sure, it's going to be the last attack before the full time whistle. In the box, Pino, shot blocked. Referee still playing on. No worries, Daniela. Thank you very much for joining. There we go, full time in this one. And it ends Spain 4, Saudi Arabia 0, and Spain bounced back with a bang. After a really underwhelming and disappointing point in the first game, they've really started strong in this one and shown the world what they're all about. And even today, I don't think they were at their very best, which is quite concerning for every other side apart from Spain for the coming weeks and games, of course. A massive thank you to everyone that tuned in to this one then. It goes a long way, and I'll see you for tomorrow for either the Argentina game or the France game. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of Father's Day, everyone, and enjoy the rest of the weekend and the sunshine. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in a bit. Take care. Stay safe. Ooh.